Okay. Dylan, Dan, Josh, you guys good?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, I just need to know how to put my character sheet on the like. I made it in roll 20, and I just need to. Didn't. I'll figure it out. Don't worry.
Right. Your character sheet is in Roll20?
Yeah. Oh, never mind. I got it. I found the import. Oh, good.
Oh, for D&D Beyond, you mean?
Yeah, yeah. No. It's in roll 20.
Oh, okay. Anyways.
We're good. I got it.
Okay. Adrift in the astral sea, the world of Taraya, soaring nearby, drawn by its gravitational pull. Yannix the moon glides alongside its partner in the expanse. The sun teases warmth and potential, granting life into the realm born anew so long ago. Now in the Syzygy era, the rays of soul pierce through the clouded atmosphere, find purchase on the branches and veil of a colossal tree, one that encompasses the better half of the land of Taraya, and the realm in which this tale exists. From the dawn of time, what was once a wee sprout, a mere glint in the eyes of Grumbar the Core, Soul the Light, and Ron the Sea. Grandiose tree formed through the blessings of these three elemental gods, thriving off each one of these primordial beings. And as she grew, so did the realm below her, life springing to wherever she had touched, wherever she spread, and wherever her breath willingly carried her. And this turned into the world we now know. Growth carrying on throughout the ages, life spreading and thriving further down and along the series of evolution. Ron's shifting waters eventually changed Grumbar's grasp on the core, forming the continent of the realm, all while this tree grew in direct relation to Soul's light. Eras pass, to the advancement of this tree becoming recognized by the very ones who sparked life into her, and ascending to sit by her creators as Melora the Verdant Queen. Well, at least that's what some of the old world would have you. You know, the old folk, the quacks. What is known now as trials, tribulations that all and many seek true answers of life's hard question, which is, how did this realm form? Who were the ones that existed before? Why does the queen now lash out? What exactly went wrong? This has been a complexity that has perplexed the minds of scholars and academies from across the world. The life that eventually formed from the queen grew into society, nations that stretched to each corner of the world. And much like her, growing and creating as time presses ever onward. The difference between beings of higher existence is that they don't fathom the mundane or the irrelevant, while humanoids tend to desire such knowledge from her blessing. Answers to the unknown, which in recent years has been the prime focus of many, rewarding any bit of true understandings from some of the oldest civilizations that they possessed. This dormant monstrosity of a tree had once been this amazing spectacle from afar, leaving the mysteries under her dim-lit veil as a reminder of the days past, potentially lessons once learned and forgotten. But now, peace that was and had been is compromised, and the queen has spread further, and her roots extending to every reach and corner, and surge her essence where she touches, and it overtakes with lush growth. One would think that this lavish gift would be enough to exist in harmony with the queen, to sustain from her fruits and resources. But nay, she bears another side to her presence. You see, her nectar, though a powerful surgeon, forms creatures with an ire and temper beyond negotiable. These gnarled beings emerge through her roots and branches, falling from great distances above, sprouting from knots, gnarled sections of vine, protrude from the ground. Some even form from the very shadows underneath her veil, which breeds a completely different. These creatures have an insatiable appetite, hunting for other living beings or hosts to devour in a wide array of shapes also carrying with them illnesses and diseases that greatly affect one's not kin. The new world had started to see the horrors of the old world firsthand. But society adapted, fighting back with determination and persistence. Several places falling in time as populations were halved from disease and untimely death, and settlements grew more close off, increasing their efforts for defense and military becoming more required. People in between settlements began disappearing, travelers not making it home, merchants failing to supply. Threats in current time are far more active than they've ever been, whether they are twisted brood from the queen or the shadowy fiends that arise from the umbra that she casts. This leaves many to seek protection from within city walls, or the brave few that actually venture between and try to fight back as humanity's harbinger. In this realm, mercenaries thrive and protected merchants make a fortune. Adventurers are renowned and sought after. And those who now brave these places outside the territories of protection not only face the threats and dangers of the, but also face those tainted and hardened by the cruel world. The current time and place in Pariah is the Syzygy era 972. And as the realm exists now, it is dim lit under the veil of the. And this veil covers roughly about 60% of the normal sky at any. And areas that are closer to the continent of the throne experience these rays of light that pierce through and sort of move across the ground as winds shift the branches way up in the sky. Areas outside of the throne, such as Prackford, get more natural light. Eventually, the shadow of the tree as the day progresses, and her shadow casts across the entirety of the world as the sun goes down and as it rises in other parts of the realm. We find ourselves beyond the fortified and grandiose walls of the metropolis to the bustle of commerce and adventure on the continent of Prague, Beauvair. It was founded roughly 70 years ago, and the city doesn't host a rich history as its creation is more of recent time, sort of being built from these three unified guilds that have constructed a trade hub away from the trio nations of Froga, Veraza, and Damias. This led to the growth that it has reached. A very lucrative city that's on the shores with a harbor and a pretty valid reputation. Mildly located outside major threats from the it's known as a more safe city, although it does face its own unique problems. The sun shines, the city is warm and bright, but when the sun fades, there's the reminder of the struggling realm. What a day. The gathering of locals at the beck and call of guilds within Beauvair is underway. People and guards line up row after row, adventurers standing more near the front. The elaborate structure outside, allow me to change the map. The more elaborate structure that you all stand outside is of adorned in fine architecture and craftsmanship. This large blue metallic dome on the roof reflects the sun slightly, sort of illuminating some corners and outlying areas on the street. The first time in a while, sun breaking through the veil of the queen, though normally dim and overcast, especially lately. This is a very welcome change, and it seems to have lifted the spirits of everyone around. The normally dreary atmosphere has this air of celebration and boisterous conversation. You can hear laughter and children running around and playing. There's carts bounding to sort of make off towards other settlements, and a day to be had by all. Bjorn and Altair, making it through the split ridge and onwards into Beauvair. You had spent the night just outside of town to avoid any form of cost. But starting fresh just outside and early in the morning, you make your way into town and start to experience a more grandeur lifestyle. This one a little bit unfamiliar to the two of you. The bustle here is something larger than what you're used to. Bjorn, although it's not as big as Damias was, Beauvair still does host a large number of populace. The amount of markets and carts and stores really lets you know that this place is more of a trade hub city than anything. The guards here are a lot more lax. The tension is nowhere near as high as it was when you were in that other city. Altair, from your standpoint, this is a foreign enough to be strange, but not off-putting enough to stop you from wanting to explore. But being kept within the temple grounds of the Dragon Node, you sort of entertain this thought in this world of difference of what there is to uncover and what Sirius had tasked you with before you left. The two of you sort of cut through this bazaar, sort of watching large groups of people scramble to buy produce and meat before vendors shut down and run out of stock, shut down shop and move on. It's pretty clustered, but you see some of the dire humanity at first hand. Woman is sort of knocked to the ground in the crowd, and some people shoot over to help her while others take advantage of her fallen goods and pick them up and disappear into the crowd. You can see some scowls are had by other people as they sort of try to intervene and can't before they disappear. And then guards scurry up to try and act, but delve into the crowd and they see that most likely aren't going to find their culprits here. You sort of cut away from that, avoiding it. Bjorn, you notice this section of parchment that's on this board that looks like a big sort of, I'm not going to say bounty board, but like a post-it section of this flyer for an up-and-coming event very day. And that's that a local guild is presenting challenges and looking to recruit new members with the promise of gold and knowledge. It seems to be a pretty clean deal, but at least you think so. Altair, you see Bjorn in the midst of this as he hands you over part of this piece of paper. You sort of ask this cluster of guards to lead you to anything, and these devout priestesses sort of guide you for a block or two before they stop and point down this long section where you see this blue domed building with a large crowd and several people gathering around, and you start to make for it. You can see that there's a number of figureheads that stand pacing back and forth a little bit atop these flights of stairs that lead into this building. And they're sort of speaking lightly to one another at the head of the crowd. And you can see this white-haired elven man turns to begin to address the crowd of people. He goes, 10 more minutes, fine folk, before we make an announcement. We promise not to rob too much time from you on this beautiful day. And he sort of steps back off again, his robe trailing behind, before hush-hush talking to the others again. You see a dark-skinned woman in a long tan robe. Also, I would say Barney and Goosefat, obviously Jesse's not here, would see what I'm describing as well, because you would find yourself in this position. But you see a dark-skinned woman in this long tan robe. She has tattoos on her hands and her face. She stands with a tall gnoll figure who's casually leaning against the side of this building, his arms crossed. You see a short-haired, younger half-elf woman, sort of in a more practical attire. And then you also see a lot more people begin to pour into the areas around fellow adventurers and more townsfolk and guards. You see an owlin that buffets its wings mid-flight and comes to rest on one of these buildings and rests on the roof, sort of staring down at the crowd. You see a bronze dragonborn stands close to an elven woman, clearly a little bit more armored than your normal common. You see Altair and Bjorn. You will see a black-haired man standing not far from this rough-looking Harengon. And you see guild guards that stand on sections, sort of indicating this small militia presence from within the hall. Children begin to tear through the crowd before mothers and fathers struggle to keep them in line, sort of breaking this tension for a moment before the announcement is truly made. You have a little bit of interaction here, possibly, if anyone has wishes to do anything. Or I will continue on if you so.
What did the flyer actually say?
Sorry, what's that?
The flyer, what did it say?
The flyer is this one here. So I'll give you a moment to read through that if you so wish, and then I will continue on.
Where did you put that?
I don't know, did it pop up for you, James, or no?
No, it did not.
Okay, did it pop up for Dan, Dylan, and Josh?
I got it.
I manually got it.
Okay.
What
So,
am I
yes.
seeing if it popped up?
It is this guild hunt flyer.
Okay, it did now, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was dealing with getting stuff situated, so I wasn't in the game.
Well, where is it supposed to be popping up at?
Yeah, the only thing is, like, this isn't something that...
Oh, because my
Mumble-
token's not there.
Yeah.
Okay, no problem.
Mumbleman wouldn't see this.
Yeah.
technically. But I did just share it to you just so you can be on board. It is in the players section of the journal.
Okay.
But yeah, you all start to study through that as you know you're taking in this crowd and people around. Quite the gathering here. You can see that white-haired elven man steps up again to start to address the crowd. All right, all right. We waited to see if any others would join us today, in the day of our long-awaited hunt. I would Seeker Valeria, Proctor Gron, heads of their respective guilds, the Seekers in Arath's Horizon. I am Timius von Cree, leader of the Ballasty, prime sponsor of the event in question, and I am here to elaborate on the structure and rules of the hunt. With the recent activity from the Queen, many are curious to know what this means for us. What's to come? What's to happen? Well, I can assure the citizens of Beauvair that we remain vigilant on our path and can ensure safety within these walls. Travel outside the walls of late have gotten rough, and creatures spawning more from Her Majesty across the pond. We aim to recruit strong allies in our ranks, ones who can prove themselves useful not only to the betterment of the guild, but to the world as a whole. We have a vast undertaking from several academies requesting material. Why we host the goal of the day is to acquire as much of what the proposed items are, slaying the local populace of creatures and vile monsters that roam close to home. This also takes the blunder off the defense of the city for a while, giving time to search and gather. I pass you now over to Seeker Valeria. And you see him sort of step back off. Valeria steps up. Thank you, Timius. It is now. We currently have increased our efforts for gathering. Alchemists and tincturers are in high demand, as the constant need for their potions and remedies have been increasing. We are paying not only gold and silver for your troubles, but also in information if that's what you require. Many have questions, and from what we have obtained and presented, we may be in demand for our actions. Those who wish to pursue this line of work after today, graciously speak to myself or Osa at the Ballastiers branch exchange. Sees her stand back off and starts to hold her hands in the front of herself as that Noel steps up past everyone, sort of walks up. And for those who wish to take the fight to distant lands, fall under my rule eventually. Arath's Horizon hosts some of the most talented scouts and warriors in the continent. Braving the waste, excursions to the throne once you prove yourself. The wilderness is dangerous. Keep your wits about you and remain alert. And you see the white-haired elf sort of like taps him on the shoulder. Oh, and one other thing, in addition to the hunt, the surrounding area is where you can gather most of these ingredients. Creatures roam and wander, so keep that in mind. Also, every month, we have members make runs into the forests south of the city to try and persuade this accomplished alchemist to come back into our town. He hosts a cure for moss rot, paramount in recent. We always offer extra gold to anyone who's able to get the mumbling man to agree to come speak with us personally. He is elusive. Feel his presence would benefit the city greatly. Keep that in mind if you stumble across his abode in the woods. And note, we condone threats made to him leading to no recruitment or gold if this is found out. Now, everyone, today is yours. Do with it. Partake if you wish. Make more than ends fighting in this harsh world. Not everything can. Make these things happen for yourself. Cooperation is always allowed. Seek Osa at the Ballastiers for exchange of material. Ask questions if you have any. And let the hunt begin! For a second, he steps off and goes, this loud horn rips through and rippling some of these overhead banners and wind sheets over windows. You can see the crowd lets out this large cheer. You can see people begin to just sort of scatter and disperse, spreading out. Some start talking with each other. You see others dart off into the building. The owlin that was perched atop the building takes flight and then flies out of sight. The guild's heads start to disperse slightly while two are sort of accosted by the crowd, Valeria and Osa greeting people for questions outside the door. You can see the copper scaled dragonborn, chain adorned, and the elven woman sort of clasp hands. They have this honor pact, some sort of agreement before they turn behind them to this red tiefling man in a blue coat and this orcish woman with a maul and bridle. They have this moment where you can see they form this group and then just start to travel off down the street out of town. But you can see a lot of these people begin to pull away and get back to their business. Before the guards start to step back around you, Barney, you sort of stand there for a second, looking around. You look towards Goose for a sec. People start carrying on, laughing and teasing you. Barney, you see this Goliath man and a very bright white scaled dragonborn sort of talking to one another, and they're glancing down at similar parchments to what you have. And
Yeah,
Bjorn and Altair, you witness the same thing, this armored human and this patchy Harangon sort of glancing over in your direction. And you can see these groups beginning to form and people starting to make off quickly, more likely to gather supplies in the road while the sun is high and bright. But the day is now yours. The city and people before you is now yours. And what shall everyone do?
Just kind of look at Altair and be like, well, shall we invite the little man who keeps looking at us?
I guess that seems like what other people are doing, so we might as well get a bigger group.
I turn towards Barney and like, hey, little man, come here. Come, don't be scared.
when you turn my way to talk to me, you hear me saying to Goosefat, "Look how big they are. They could stand in front of us." Oh yeah, hey.
Goose kind of nods. Sorry, I know Jesse.
Yeah, I know. I just like kind of role play it like we chat on we were chatting on the side kind of thing, and
Yeah.
me and Jesse can talk later.
Yeah.
Shall we
Hey,
just join up?
you looking for some partners? I've always been told a group is better than a pair.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
More makes it easier.
I wink
I
at
guess
Bjorn.
what do they like? What do Barney and Goosefat look like they can
Yeah,
do? Do
sorry.
they
I
look
am
like
I am missing a very fundamental part of an opening session. If everyone would like to describe what your characters look like to
Bjorn's a 8 foot tall, bravely built Goliath who carries it looks like a longbow, but it's a short bow for him. Has a bunch of arrows, has a massive quiver, it holds about 100 arrows in it that he carries with him, wearing leather armor, and he has runes on his body. His eyes are this blue color, almost like the same color you'd see in lightning. And every now and then you swear you can see lightning bolts streaming through his eyes. His skin's a grayish blue color, and he's fairly soft spoken, doesn't really need to get loud. And whenever he walks close by you, because he weighs like a little over about 300 pounds, you can kind of feel like his weight is there just because of his size.
awesome.
Altair is a crystal dragonborn. He looks like an adult, but also very young. Um, he is about 6'2", but very slender, like very lanky. Guess kind of like Slender Man physique. He holds a staff made of pale green gnarled vines wrapped around some sort of long, thin crystal. His scales are look almost partially opaque, baby blue color that turns purplish in the right light. Both his eyes and his chest, where his heart would be, give off a yellow radiance. He wears little to no clothes. He has a black cloak that's just clipped around his neck. but he can wrap it around him if he gets cold. Along with the cloak, he has a matching kilt-type cover for his lower half. Other than that, he's basically just like shirtless and nothing else really.
Cool. My apologies on the white dragonborn part.
No, all good.
Barney like looks you guys up and down. And he's like, "Poof." Barney's a 6'3" human, he's very slender. Wearing some pretty raggedy chainmail, with a short sword and a beat up wooden shield, and a dagger on his hip. He's got some like really long curly hair that just kind of hangs in his face and down to his shoulders, and has a holy symbol around his neck.
For context, Goose is sort of a patchy Herringon with a prosthetic sword arm. We'll let Jesse get into that if they so show up sometime, just for visual context. But yes, awesome job, you. Thank you.
So did you guys read this thing?
Yeah.
What? Because I'm big doesn't mean I can't read?
No, I was just wondering if you had a game plan.
I'm kidding. I mean, you can go out, collect stuff, make some money, and maybe get this weird, whatever a mumble man is.
If I had to guess, it'd be like a bumblebee person, I guess.
It's really
I've
like
never
big and
seen-
yellow.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Must be a carpenter of some type. Carpenter bee.
Any of you guys from around here?
I'm from far. I traveled,
Oh,
walked many moons, ran into Altair. We share some things that have brought us to join into things that seem to be unique.
I am not from around here. Altair, what about you?
I believe I came from one of my uh circles nodes, so not too far away. Originally where I'm from, don't know, it doesn't matter though. So
Okay.
only matters the path I'm on now.
Is Goose from around here, Cody?
Goose, if they Goose would say that they're from Veraza area, the Chakosha Forest.
Right. Now, I don't necessarily have the map memorized in my head. Is that around here?
That is the southern part of this continent.
Okay. Okay.
Your home city's on the separate.
Okay, perfect.
And what about the dragon node? Isn't that close to this kind of, if I remember right? Or
Yes. So
okay.
what I can do is just briefly bring you back here. The dragon node is between Veraza and Beauvair. So you would be roughly right around here.
Okay.
Okay.
So technically, when you converse with Goose, you'd be like, "Oh yeah, I'm kind of from the yeah," and then
All right.
Bjorn's like, "Yeah, I traveled from over his way," and however you found your way over time, Barney, to here. But yes.
Okay. Well, then I guess we're not all right. So I'm like, all right. So we don't really know the area that well, I guess. Then let's ask this guy if he knows where some of this stuff is. We can just kind of we're not just kind of
Okay.
wandering around.
Sure thing. So you walk up and you see this sort of military caravan. Doesn't have any form of reins affixed to it currently. There seems to be this Ballastier's guild member or guard sort of in the midst of tucking boxes away inside this caravan, and he has this musket strapped up and around his shoulder that hangs low, wearing fairly decent armor, and sort of turns a shoulder as you approach from behind. Ah, greetings. Hello.
Hi, sir. We're just wondering if maybe you knew direction we should head for some of this stuff. None of us are from around the area, and
Oh, sure.
my master always said, knowledge is key.
Well, he sounds like a smart man. So I guess what do you mean? What do you need help with? Try and point you in any direction you need.
I closed the flyer a second ago. Can you pop it back up for me?
Yeah.
Thank you. Well, I guess where can we find gnolls around here and whatever a macaw is?
Oh, you're looking for outside monsters.
Yeah.
Creatures over here, man. At least I fucking hope not.
Oh,
Well, let me do something real quick. It's fun. I'm not too sure about gnolls. I think they're more in the south. Macaws are common to be along shorelines and in the forest to the south, outside of town. They kind of wander all dead bits around. Take a lot of pot shots at them from the walls. They tend to run up and then run away. Gnolls, I can't say I've run into many of them. Can't give you a solid on that one.
and do you know which direction the Mumble Man might happen to wander around?
I've heard he lives in the forest to the south town. I don't know how far in, how long it's been. I don't go looking for the guy.
Right.
I got a lot more duties as far as transferring goods and things across town. I'm not more of the adventure type like you aspiring folks are.
I guess we could head south, aim for the Mumble Man, and hopefully
See what
run into some
happens.
of these things along the way.
I like that idea. You guys got any other questions for him, this good man, or should we let him go on with his day?
Yeah, what is the Mumble Man? Is it a person or a creature?
Yeah, the Mumble Man's this little old dude, I think, that lives in the woods. I know a lot of people are sought after for the potions and stuff he makes because he comes up with all these homemade remedies that sort of help with some of the more prominent diseases that are going around. So I know the guild has been paying a lot for his concoctions or anyone who else is able to make such things. That's something I know.
Fair enough. We appreciate your time.
Of course. Good luck, guys. Don't
Thank you
forget to
very
stock
much.
up before you go. Sort of nods to you and starts to go back to what he's doing.
South it is, I guess, guys.
Yeah.
You can see the people that are still standing near the doorway to this building have been talking to one of the figureheads that have been sort of standing up there before. They sort of nod. They share a bit of a chuckle as they seem to have gotten information from this, where they sort of walk away. You can see she looks at you guys for a bit and then sort of nods before she turns and starts to walk inside.
I wave.
And you're sort of left to yourself, sort of in the middle of the street here.
Oh, if
Yes.
y'all have everything you need, let's head south.
Yeah, it's like go
Sounds
to the
good to me.
southmost exit of the town.
Sure thing.
The forest.
Okay. So I'm not going to say for expedience. You have no intention of looking around. You're just going to push south, follow, retrace steps, and head out of town.
I'd say I guess if I see like tracks that might lead to, I guess, knolls or like, I'm guessing a macaw's a bird. So maybe if we see any nests or stuff like that,
Okay.
might go off the path, I guess, to figure that stuff out. But
Sure. Sure. Okay, so you're going to get immediately into the search and hunt type of thing.
uh, that's
Can
I
I
feel like
tell if
yeah,
like somebody's trying to watch us to see what we're doing?
Sure, absolutely. You can make a perception check to look around in this area. And but yeah, Altair, as far as that goes, the warning of creatures and everything was outside of the city. So if you're looking to push
yeah,
outside, I can just get over.
yeah, just outside, not inside, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I'll keep an eye out for. I mean, sure, there's birds in the city. Maybe
Yeah, yeah.
macaw.
And
Well,
you see gulls and other waterfowl that flows since it's a harbor town. You see flocks of I'm not going to say seagulls, but of similar type of birds that sort of fly overhead. Not super common or very busy up in the sky. Bjorn, you do see the flocks of birds, but as far as anyone keeping an eye on you besides the immediate few guards by these caravans, just because of your presence to them, you don't see anyone hanging out on ledges or looking through windows at you or anything.
I pressed the wrong thing anyways. I rolled the 20 and I forgot to click the perception button.
But that's all right. It's still natural one.
do we know? I guess what a macaw is. Like, do we know? Is it like a normal size bird, or
Yeah,
is it
I
like
would say that you
a big
guys would
bird?
possess pretty generic knowledge of the realm and the creatures that would exist in it. I would say from the flyer stuff, macaws are sort of bipedal bird-like creatures that are they're not super huge, but they're not tiny birds by any means.
Okay.
They don't fly and they're sort of predatory. Barklets are the terms used for the creatures that come from the roots of the tree. The smaller, the creatures that you had fought in those little detailed stories I gave you, those say leaf creatures, tree creatures. That's what barklets are considered. Gnolls, obviously a gnoll dog person. You dealt with one of the guild heads was actually a gnoll in race. So there is the common knowledge for gnolls is that they're one of the I'm going to say ancient races of the world, but a lot of them due to their weak I'm going to say cognitive strength, they're the more easier to corrupt. So a lot of them aren't civilized, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
So it's rare to see a civilized gnoll. So for that one person in particular, and Spriggans are tree creatures.
Okay.
So you have a little bit of things that are spawning from what would be of the queen, and then natural creatures.
Should we get a few axes?
Sorry, pardon me.
So I asked that to the group. I'm like, should we get a few axes?
What? Yeah. I mean, we could go see if I don't know if there's a hunting shop, but see if there's anything that would bring out barklets if you attach it to a tree or something. While we get the axes.
Maybe get some food, some supplies to take with us. Or we live off the land.
That's probably a good idea.
In dire necessity, I can get us some. I can make some food, um, magically. They'll feed us for a day, but that takes out a decent amount of my power at the moment. But
I have a bit of food with me.
yeah, I do. I have some.
Okay.
Barry's kind of got just like keeps reading this thing. He's like trying to figure everything out.
Okay, yeah. Excuse me. It is on the players tab of the journal. If you do want to reference it, I believe you can just click into it at any time. There's also the other one in there too, which is sort of a two-parter to that flyer, which gives you the full breakdown of this area. Creatures that are sought after from the Stale Highland, Aranzan's Pass, or the Split Ridge. And the left-hand side is creature parts, and the right-hand side is alchemical ingredients.
Jesus Christ.
So
Is this
again,
stuff also part of the guild thing? Or is this just like separate from the town?
this is a more expanded. So with what was mentioned during that initial announcement, that the things that are on the flyer are what are the most sought after at this current time, which is why they're hosting a little event. Obviously, the world doesn't exist to have these four creatures in it, so you might come across something that isn't per se on this list, but still
Now,
there some
That
sort of
makes sense.
yeah.
would I guess I would ask I don't know if my character would know or anyone else on the group, but would we know, is this the standard rate for these materials? Is it a creased rate? Are they lowballing us? What do we know?
Uh, well,
Well,
since
if we read the hunt flyer, they are clearly lowballing us because a Gnoll Fang is 1 gold on the hunt flyer and it is 4 gold on the harvest flyer. So we are being scammed.
you guys read, but hey, good paying attention. So yes, you can do
And
it.
I
You
just
can
not
do
for
with
some
that
reason
information
I
as
just went
well.
straight to it.
But yeah, but as far as common knowledge of like what to happen here, I would say Bjorn and Altair of all people being kind of outlanders and being from a isolated village and a circle of druids around a node, you're not too familiar with inner city workings and things like that.
I just kill things and collect things and get money.
Yeah,
And
and
maybe get some knowledge on things.
they're offering payment in forms of gold, information. Like they're looking for people to work with them and to get what they want and to give you what you. And whether or not you choose to pursue this is obviously completely up to you guys. It was just my hook to get you together, and also giving you the opportunity, to go hunt and fight and gather. Get yourself a little more accustomed and used to the world. But yes, you are located within this bustling town and city. You have access to probably anything you desire. You just have to probably look around a little bit if you wish to gather supplies.
Go back over to the guard and excuse me, sir. Where might I buy a little bit of like dried jerky? Take a
Oh, if you just head right into the market, Bazaar most likely is not going to have any sort of supply like that. At least the cheaper varieties. Obviously, you can go to some more upper end stores if you're looking for finer cut stuff.
no,
Or go ahead and go out
Bazaar's
to
fine.
Bazaar. Yeah.
Side note, I messed up and didn't put any money in my character sheet.
Okay.
And neither, I don't know how much I'd have.
If you guys want to roll 3d4 and then times it by 10.
Can I do that for Mumbleman right now too?
Yep, for sure.
Okay.
And what is that?
So that is going to be Josh. You'll have 90. Like I know you were saying, Barney's a bit broke, so whether or not you choose to have that much is your
Yeah,
call.
I'll cut that.
Okay, Dan, you have 70 technically.
Gold pieces?
Yep,
Silver, copper.
I'd say
Okay.
gold. We'll go gold right off the start. It's just like an entry level thing. I'm not worried too much about that.
Okay. Uh, I'll look over and like I'll tear. I'm gonna go to the bazaar and grab a little bit of food.
I'll come along with you. I don't think I really need anything, but I don't want to be stuck in this place alone.
All right. Uh,
Can I give you
Barney,
guys a little bit of gold and I'm gonna go ask a few more questions inside at the guild.
what do you want? A little bit of food?
I have food. I'll just give some money for supplies, and I'll give 5 gold.
Oh, okay.
We need axes for sure. There's a whole bunch of roots.
All right. All right.
Okay.
A
All
shovel.
right. I'll tear.
Getting farming equipment.
Should we meet up here in like half an hour?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah, sure.
Or
Which way is the bazaar?
You had Altair and Bjorn. You had passed the bazaar getting to this point, so it'd be pretty easy for you to find where you were heading back. You just have to backtrack a bit.
Okay.
And you do. And I'd say Goose will most likely trail along with Altair and Bjorn as Barney, you head back inside to that guild hall. You sort of walk up towards that adorned doorway, push your way inside, and we'll cut back to you in a sec, okay?
I guess I asked Bjorn, do you have a knife? Like, do we need to get like a knife to cut apart these creatures, or
I don't have a knife at all.
I have a stick.
I mean,
I don't think
I have. I can't cut anything with what
Yeah,
I have.
Goose
I have
has
a
a knife attached to his arm.
I have a similar. Yeah,
Yup, yup.
I don't think he'll go lightly with trying to preserve as much stuff. Um, so
I'll look at getting some knife.
Okay. So you
But
push into this bizarre area. The street, the limestone cobbles, buildings that are starting to line up each way. You can see all number of tents and vendors along this one street in particular that just bustling with this community. There's dozens of people moving about, carts that are bounding through, and you see a number of vendors and stalls up. Bjorn, you sort of move over to this sort of deep gnome woman who's sort of in the midst, and you can see as you approach, it's full of produce and fish and other sort of more food related items than vegetarian items. But you can see a number of other peoples of different classes. Some I'm not going to say nobles, but some more adorned people talking to some vendors that move. They sort of go about their day. You hear the light sound of a flute being played, and you sort of catch this woman sitting on a rooftop playing a flute, just sort of filling this bustling. But hello, dear. As you sort of approach her,
do you have like jerky or something? Something that can preserve and be good for long travels?
of course, of course, of course. And she goes over and you can see her sort of flip up one of these pieces of burlap, sort of reveal and pull out this box from underneath, and you can see more dried portions of the similar type of meat that she's selling. These have been salted and prepared for storage. That's exactly what you're after.
Yeah. How long? How much is it for, say, 20 of them?
20. Okay, she starts to divvy through. They're 2 copper apiece. Moves through. Works out to be 2 silver pieces for all of these. 10. Sorry, I'm doing math in my head. 22.
So how many can I get for one
Sorry.
gold piece?
No, sorry. 4. 4 copper. My math is not good today.
4 copper pieces?
You saw your gold and the price went up.
I am so fucking. 4 silver. My mistake.
Um, let
You
me
can
get
see.
let me get 40 pieces of the dried jerky if you have it.
I can try to see, and you can see she bundles the 20 that she pulled out of that box, scurries through to grab another box, pulls out about 6 more pieces, and you can see the look of she side eyes you. She's like, "That's all I have for preserves. I have fresh food though, and produce if you require that instead."
How about I'll take the 26 jerky still. Give me a couple of fruit that will last a few days. Doesn't have
Okay,
to be long, but
sure,
something
sure.
like
So you gather some fruit, a couple like almost like gourd or zucchini looking sort of vegetables. These keep these keep well. These fruits though, don't bruise them or they won't last nearly as long.
fun. Okay, so that and let's say the 26 jerky and 10 pieces of fruit, roughly. How much is that gonna come up?
I'd say in total puts you around 8 silver pieces.
Can you break a gold piece?
I can, 1 second. We were gold. Back with 2 silver coins. Thank you. And then she hands you the wrapped up 26 pieces of rations in a sort of burlap cone, and then the vegetables and fruits as well. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Fresh.
I'd like to look for a cart that kind of looks like a Bass Pro Shop that sells like camping equipment and stuff like that.
Yeah, sure thing. So it'll take you a little bit because the immediate vicinity is pottery, household items, produce, and food. So you'll probably be about halfway through the market before you notice one of those types of stalls. But what you
I
do see approaching is some of the city guard, and in between these two guardsmen that walk is this construct figure that sort of moves along the street. Seem to be sort of patrolling through this area. They sort of see you guys there, and they sort of tuck it
um,
before continuing on.
on the way there, if I see anyone that sells like glass stuff, I'd like to stop and get like a glass jar,
Okay.
like maybe like uh I don't know. I guess something that could hold a few of the venom sacs from a blood snake, because I
Okay.
don't want that stuff just in a cloth bag or anything.
Okay. So you're looking for vials or for jars?
A jar. I figured we. I don't know if I could get. I don't know how big the blood sac is, so I
Okay.
don't know if I could get it in a little vial. So I'd say just like a jar.
Okay. I would say probably about halfway through the streets. This vendor here sells a number of pottery, terracotta or clay-looking pots. There's jars. There's other things like that that they sort of have on display.
Mhm.
Um, and as you sort of get to that vendor as well, you see this other storefront with this big sign that says Bass Pro Shop. I'm just kidding. But there's a couple other vendors in and around this area that show a lot more general store-like wares and other objects like that.
Okay. Uh, I
I want to
guess
ask.
I'll go to the one that the pottery and glass place and see what they have for
Sure,
the jar selection.
sure thing. So yeah, you sort of move up over here, and you can see this lady is sort of perusing through all these different blown sort of or made potteries and things like that. She picks one up, looks at the different paint jobs on it, sets it down. One older man in a sort of longer coat stands behind some of this, and he pops up. And he's like, "Oh, hey there, chap. What's you
Hello.
today?"
I'm looking. I'm looking for a glass jar, probably about the size as what you keep some cookies in, I guess. That type
You
of
can see
size.
him. As you're talking to him, he spins immediately, turns back towards his rack, sort of looks past one shelf, reaches up. You can grab with two hands, pulls out about four separate in rapid succession, all varying in different size, but three of them are glass jars. Um, Two of them have those almost like those Stein tops, like with the metal arms that seal tight a lid.
Mhm.
One of them has no lid whatsoever, and the other one is a clay pot, but it's shaped like a jar. Something like
Um,
this.
yeah. How much for one of the ones, the glass ones with the lid?
Last one with the lid? I don't know. They're a pretty hot commodity today. Probably run you about 4 silver pieces. You can see him. He's got like one eyebrow
Oh,
cocked up high, the other one
okay.
low.
I'll do that.
Okay. He's
I'll
like,
give
"Oh,
him.
by means," and he puts the other two away. One that doesn't look the same, and sort of slides the jar forward. You slide the pieces, exchange. Thank you, thank you, thank you, sir.
Thank you. Then I guess I just go to the Bass Pro Shop, um, and go in there.
That Bass Pro Shop has a number of people. Lady here, you can see this tiefling woman that runs it, and there's all numbers of uh, household items, silverware, pretty much everything you're going to need for in the interior and mild exterior home. She has crates full of supplies, barrels full of liquids. Um, you can see Goose has made his way across and is looking at other vendors, talking to people, guys.
Okay. I guess I want to see like I'm thinking see if they have just I guess like a hunter's pack. I guess something that includes like a knife, some pliers type stuff,
Yeah, yeah.
things like that.
You walk up and ask. She goes, "Hello, a hunter's pack, you say? Believe I have something like that kicking around. It is a bit costly, though. Requires all of these things because it does come with a number of things in it.
Okay. How much are we looking at?
We're looking around 30 gold pieces.
Uh,
But that does get you the chest, this crowbar, hammer in 3 wooden stakes. There's a holy symbol, flask, holy water. Oh, it's a monster pack.
um, yes.
Oh, no. This one actually possesses a bedroll, a mess kit, tinderboxes, torches, rations, water skill. It has a small cutting axe. It has a dagger. It has things like that. And it also comes with some length of hempen rope.
Hmm. How about the price of the items individually?
Uh,
Um,
prices of the items individually obviously is going to reduce the cost of this. What is it in particular that you're after?
um, I guess kind of like a fillet knife and some pliers if I need to rip out some fangs or stuff like that.
Okay. Are we looking for kitchen use or outside?
Outside.
Okay, so you're more into a dagger then?
Sure.
Daggers are typically around 2 gold. These ones aren't of the highest quality, so I probably can knock them down a small amount. Not much, 3 times a time. And a pair of pliers are easily things. I have these, you see her sort of start to scour through different boxes. I have a couple larger tongs. Here we go. Oh, they're a bit rusty, and well, it is a smaller pair, anyways. A small pair of tongs. I'd say probably total for the 2 of them, two gold, 5 silver.
Um, and is that for 2 daggers or just one with the dagger?
Oh, that's just for 1 dog.
Okay.
You wanted 2?
Uh, no, we'll do one.
Very well.
Um, then what about a full size axe and um a shovel?
Oh, okay. I have a shovel. Now, what kind of axe are you looking for? Like a woodcutter's axe?
Yes.
I have a very standard one here. It's been floating around for a while. I'll be willing to let that one go for a little cheaper just because you've already made a purchase here today. I like to look after my regular, will. So, a shovel, this axe, and you can see she pulls out a normal looking shovel. It's been used. And the axe is definitely older. The handle is not the greatest looking, but the head is still in good condition. She says, for the entirety of today, 4.5 gold.
£40. Uh, okay.
Perfect. Here we go. Puts out her hand expectantly.
Yeah. I asked her, can she throw in a potato sack and a few pouches?
Actually, I could. You can see her sort of like give you this side eye, and then I can. And she puts this burlap sack down. And it has, it's probably the size of like a potato sack or something. It's like this.
Yes.
Okay. And she has like a couple little burlap, like drawstring pouches that she just kind of tosses.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. I throw in an extra silver piece, so 6 silver piece.
Oh. She sort of cocks you a little wink and sort of gives you the bags without any incident. And you gather your supplies.
Um,
Up
It's
now, and I'm like, so do you sell knives and like little saws?
um, not I. Your friend just went over that way. sells more of the utilitarian. I deal with a lot more of the interior household supply stuff, but
Which way?
just beyond here, and he points over to the stall over. And you can see Bjorn or Altair is over in the midst of dealing under this token. But, either way, you make your way over and ask for daggers, and it's a hot commodity today. How many are you after?
Not really a dagger, more like a skinning knife.
So I do sell like household fillet knives if you're looking for something a little bit more precise.
Yeah.
Okay. Interior knife will only run you about 3 silver pieces for this one.
What about a saw? You happen to have a saw or
A saw,
dirty axe?
I have some of that. I just sold my axe. I don't have any more axes in stock. I do have a saw. Are you looking for bow or are you looking for a hand?
Hand saw.
Okay. Give me 1 second. She starts to fumble through her belongings. Does eventually present this sort of older used saw and that knife that you've requested. Total now is pushing about 8 silver.
Let's
Anything
back
else
around a
I
little
can
bit.
get you?
Look at it.
That seems sturdy enough. Yeah.
Yeah.
The knife's a bit
Um,
small in your hand, but it's practical.
No. Um, do you have like 2 more knives? Because I'm gonna get some for my companions I'll be traveling with.
Okay, sure. I can definitely do that. You see her pull out two more that are identical to the one that she gives you, and then one more that is a little different. The handles are different. Um, but that's what I have for knives.
Mhm. And do you happen to have like a little sack that I can put some of the stuff in that the knives won't just cut right?
And you can see her sort of like, not cut through. I do have burlap. I don't have much. And you can see her like, I have a leather adventurer's pack. I don't have a smaller satchel that would prevent the cut through, but I do have a larger knapsack.
Much larger knapsack.
I'd say running with the knives, the saw, and the backpack, you're pushing the 2 gold mark.
That's fine. I'll take all that.
Perfect, thank you. And she takes. And you have 4 knives, a saw, and a leather backpack. Deuce catches up to you two at this point too, as well as he's just been sort of hovering, hanging out.
Um, I
Is
have
there any?
a I have a roll 20 question.
Okay.
How do you delete stuff from your inventory? Like under the item section, like right under the gold.
If you unlock it on the bottom right, there's the
Ah,
lock. You need to unlock it before you can delete. And then I believe something to do with the icons that come up on the right. Let me just play with it.
okay. Sounds good.
What
Thank
that
you.
sack was
Sorry.
called?
Thank you, Jim. Sorry, Dan, what was that?
What'd you say the sack was called?
I would say
Just
just like a
leather
leather
sack?
back. Yeah.
Leather back. Okay.
Anything else that Altair and Bjorn would like to do here?
Stuff. I'm ready to start heading back to the
Okay.
courtyard.
I'm good.
Okay. So we will cut from here to Barney. Barney, you had headed inside the guild hall
Mhm.
looking for someone to speak to. So you sort of walk into this, and this hallway is adorned in like fine marble and limestone architecture. It does proceed down like this long corridor, probably about 40, 50 feet before it branches into some form of courtyard. But at the end of that corridor, it also branches left and right. So you begin to sort of head down that direction. Um, but as you sort of get halfway down that hallway, the half-elven woman who was giving part of the presentation, who didn't say anything during it or anything, sort of emerges from one of those hallways. You can see she's studying through different missives and handfuls of papers as she sort of walks forward and sort of hears your footsteps down the hall and turns to look in your direction. She just sort of like pops her head up without saying anything yet.
Oh, excuse me.
Yes?
And I hold up the hunt flyer and I go, do you by any chance have like
Okay.
a local map and could maybe I could get from you and you could point me in the direction of this stuff or have any information of where I could find this stuff?
I could, and I do. So, follow me for a second. She sort of like closes all the missives and stuff that she was holding, sort of tucks them under her arm, and she starts to lead you out through that courtyard. It does open up eventually into this backyard, but this back section of this guild hall where this large, what would it be, columned half crescent area is. And there's all number of supplies, crates, and stuff just built up back here. She leads you out into there, and you can see her start to fumble around. She goes, "You were part of that presentation earlier, were you not?"
Yes.
I'm Osa, by the way.
Oh, my name is Barney.
I'm sure we're going to get used to seeing one another. So I give you this, and she presents to you this sort of regional map, which is more of the northern section of Prague. And it shows all the different sort of like POIs and things like that the guild has knowledge of. We do grant this to usually newcomers, but since you've asked so politely and you're kind of handsome, I'm just going to give it to you.
Oh, well, thank you very much, ma'am.
Of course, is there anything else that I can do for you?
Well, I suppose you could buy me a drink after I win this competition, but that'll be for
Okay,
later.
buddy. You should keep your hat on. But I do look forward to your return. See what bountiful you have. I
Thank
like
you
you
very
guys.
much.
Ciao.
And I'll head out. And if I was fast enough, I'm gonna try to quickly run to would I have like passed like a bar coming in?
There is you. So I would say Barney knows of the two main taverns in town. There's another, there's another couple holes in the wall type thing. You
I'm gonna run
can.
to the closest one then.
Okay.
On my way when I come out.
Okay. What you do? It is probably about a 5 or so minute haul to get to it.
Yep, that's fine.
Okay, so you do, and you
I
fucking.
go and I'm just gonna buy one bottle like a bottle of something I can fit in my pocket
Okay.
from them and
Okay.
run back.
You bust into this tavern real quick. You can see this sort of small halfling guy standing on the bar, and he's in the midst of like two-handing bottles, pouring them into glasses. And he sort of sees you come in, and he goes, "Hey, boss, what's up? What can I
Hey,
get for you, man?"
I just need a bottle of something I can get in my pocket. I'm going on a little trip.
Hey, you can. All right, 1 second. You see him like, hop, and jumps off, lands on the ground, runs over to the side of the. What do you want, huh? What kind of spirits you after?
Surprise me
Bottle.
today.
Surprise you today. Okay, okay. How about one of Crix's finest mixes, here? And he sort of like slams down. It's what the fuck is the word? Globular. So it's got like a round base, long neck to it, cork in the top. Homemade, huh?
Oh,
Make it myself. Hottest
sounds
spirits in town, man. Crix's mixes. You know how she goes.
sounds exciting. What do I owe you?
You owe me about 4 gold, though, buddy.
I start going to my bag. I'm like, how about 3 and 2 when I come back from winning this competition? And I hold up the flyer
Yeah.
and I put on my best big smile.
Give me a persuasion. Please. You can see him. He sort of looks at the flyer, looks at you, and he's like, "I think I've seen you in here
I don't
before,
know why
haven't
that's
I?"
on.
Still, 12's not bad. He's like, "Okay. So, all right. So, let me get this straight. You're one of them guild folk, then, eh?"
Uh-huh.
Okay. So, if you're going
And
out
I
into
don't want
the
to
wilderness,
brag, but I'm pretty good.
I'll sell you this thing. For 3 gold? Sure, but what I want from you is if you keep your eyes open, stalks of Carrare. Give me 1 stalk of Carrare. And I'll, yeah.
One stalk of Karari.
Yeah.
All right, if I can find one for sure. And here, and even if I don't, I'll see if I can bring my group back after here for drinks.
Well, let's
Bring you some
see.
business.
See, this is how bad
There we go. There we
work,
go.
buddy. So he slides that
Hey,
bottle and slides across the at you.
I put my hand out for a handshake.
And he does this. It's it's you being 6'3", this halfling sort of you encompass the entirety of his hand when your handshake. But he's like, yeah, there you go. And as you sort of grasp handshake, he sort of does that pointing eyes to you. What you look like, buddy?
I give him a nod and I say, I'll see you later when I'm as a new guild member.
Well, sounds good to me.
I take a swig before I head out, recork it and take off down the street.
It's strong. It is a pretty powerful spirit. You're a bit of a seasoned alcoholic, so I'd say the first little bit isn't so bad. But if you're going to continue to drink obsessively, then it'll be con saves eventually. Just so you know.
Just taking a swig to stave off the shakes that it started for now.
Yeah. Liquid confidence, Betty. But yeah, there you go. Then you make your way out of that tavern after that exchange. Start to head back. I'd say probably right around that time you see Altair and Bjorn and Goose crest the corner from the opposite end of the street as you're starting to make your back up there, and you guys sort of see yourselves at opposite ends of that.
Would I be able to would the mending cantrip do anything to make the axe more non-old?
Okay, so yes, so you're using mending. Describe to me which part of the action.
If I had to guess, there's probably some flakes off of the handle because it's been used. Maybe
Yep.
That, and then maybe there's a crack or something where the wood is connected to the head of it. Maybe I have to cast it a few times, but
Yep.
just want to
Okay.
try and take care of that to make it more not gonna break on the first hit.
Absolutely, and you do exactly that. Mending, I'd say probably 2 uses of mending. The first one surges into the handle pretty hard and restores a lot of those linear cracks that run the length of it. And then the second use of it gets rid of all like the shavings part of it, and it sort of solidifies the handle again. So you do increase a bit of the durability of this axe by mending it.
Sounds good.
And yes, as you're sort of doing that walking Goose, you do see Barney at the opposite end of the street as you sort of reconvene at that area you agreed to meet.
Oh, I guess say hope we weren't gone too long, and then I go and I hand Barney the axe and the shovel.
Oh, perfect.
Uh,
Look what I got. Hold up the map.
the bottle of alcohol. Look at what I got.
Sick.
I reach him the leather backpack, that is a small handbag for me. And I pull out one of the knives, like flip it around, hand it to Barney. Here you go.
Oh, this is much nicer than mine. I pull it out of my sheath and it looks like it's a serrated blade, but it's not. It's supposed to be straight. I'll replace it.
I also say I got a couple pouches so we can put some of the stuff in. A potato sack for some of the bigger stuff, and a glass jar to hold some of the poison glands that we find. So,
Well,
also some pliers to
say
rip out some teeth.
say we head out and kill something. and maybe
sounds like
come
we're set.
across the Mumble Men. Then you can
Awesome.
come back to the town. Oh, away go.
All right, so you guys begin to head off.
You know, 100 gold's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if they thought about
Yeah.
the fact that someone might kidnap him.
They said if there'd be issues if you do anything bad to him. Apparently, I guess we can stress test that and see how far we can push it. But
It's like, you're coming with us. But you
I
better
wasn't
not
gonna do
talk shit about
it.
get him in the city, then hand him 1 gold. See, we paid him to come.
But yes, you guys have this moment. You have gathered your supplies. You got all that stuff ready, and you head outside of town. It does take you probably about a good 20 or so minutes to pass through the entirety of the city, sort of retracing your steps, Bjorn and Altair, from this morning. And you do sort of weave back through. You pass through the bazaar. You pass through one of the main front areas. You do get to the entrance and sort of gateway to the city itself. You can see that there's this large sort of drawbridge that leads in and out of the city, and atop of each one of these sort of guard tower posts are these large arbalest-like siege weapons that are mounted to the top. You can see the overgrowth that has crept up through some of these aqueducts, the roots that start to climb up through some of the lower sections. You can see people in this area still moving and going about their day, but this is more of the main thoroughfare of the entrance. It's a bit more scarce than what you've seen in the bustle of the town. Guards and constructs guard the front entranceway as well, so as you start to push through this area, you'll just have to pass through. There's no, like, I'm not going to say checkpoint entry, it's just, you pass through the guards in front, which leads you out into the wilderness of the world.
Are the constructs are they full metal, or are they like wood and stone? Like, were they something that looks like they might have been made here, or something that was imported, or something like that?
You can tell at first glance they are made out of steel or metallic and rock in their nature. They have rock sort of underneath their feet and to provide weight and balance. But a lot of the upper portion are these like circular torsos with a circular head, these I'm not going to say pauldron like shoulders, but just the mass of the arms themselves. But they have these green cloaks that hang down on either side of them to sort of either give them a presentory look or that they're hiding something or concealing something. But they are metallic and stone in nature versus wood type constructs. As far as where they are created, you'd have to probably assess. It wouldn't be common knowledge to you.
Okay, all good.
And I'm amazed by him. I kind of pull out my little. I got a bunch of little stones I keep, and I pull out this little chisel, and I kind of start carving into the stone a rune, and it's like the rune saying for like a ballista. I just carve into a stone, look at it,
Yeah.
and I'll kind of walk up to the foot of it right here and just set it down at the bottom base of it. And another new rune I like.
You set the rune on the ground.
Yeah, it's just something I randomly do. If I find something I like, I just carve a rune and put it down.
You can see sort of as you pass through, the guards nod and look to you. The constructs are stoic. They don't really pay any mind to anyone walking through. They seem to have, they're focused on the outwards direction, so they don't really pay it much attention to you. But one of the guards sort of clocks you setting one of these things down, and he sort of waits for you to pass through before he goes over and looks at it. You can see him sort of studying it on the ground a little bit. He sort of looks back over to you and then carries on.
Then it blows up.
Yeah.
Can't go back.
No. I wish.
But yeah.
I'm not that level yet.
Okay.
Are the rest of you coming?
Everyone following suit, I take it. So.
Yeah.
So yeah,
So
you
we
do
need to go south, where the
indeed.
Bumble Man lives, or supposedly lives.
I like pull out the map and try to like figure out exactly where we are so we can.
That's perfect timing. So you're looking to go south of the city. Currently in Beauvair, which is Hex 2. Just a little bit of an overview on how the world traversal is going to work for everybody is it's a hex crawl grid. Each one of these spaces is a predetermined amount of time to traverse through, and there is a roll made by someone in the party as you enter and leave these, or sorry, enter a new square each or hex each time. That jurisdicts sort of the incident or what's going to happen on each one of those hexes. But from where you are, you have the ability to travel in 3 different directions. These do connect to one another, but whichever direction you choose to go is up to you.
They said
Uh,
he lives towards the south, so
okay.
So B
we
or
should head
C would
south.
be southern directions.
Um,
I'd say we go towards
I'd,
C.
yeah. See, I feel like we'd run into more creatures, and if this guy is as much of a hermit as they say, he's probably deeper in the woods.
Sounds good to me.
Okay.
It is.
B. B, 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 B.
Now, Cody, before we go into the next thing,
It's almost 9 o'clock.
yes, is it a good time?
Yeah, I'm thinking so. So usually, I don't know if you remember, around 9 o'clock, I go put my wife to bed. So if you want to take a little 10-minute breaky poo right now, um, drinks, pee, whatever you want to do, I'll be back in probably 10 minutes. So probably 9:05. Can continue on if that's okay.
I thought you put your
Yeah.
wife down with the
Whoa,
phrasing we
whoa,
were
whoa.
going with.
Whoa! Who said that, dude? What the fuck?